Hey guys, Chuck's here, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to do a bit of work on some MC3s today, which are your solar connectors, which you need to fit when you're bringing them off the roof for your DIY home projects, which if you're not a qualified electrician or you're not getting one in, don't do it yourself, get someone in. But if you feel that you're doing it off grid and you need to do it, then follow along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fit them. I don't have the actual stripper. I've got an old stripper. It's playing up. I did have a better stripper, but I don't know where all my strippers are gone because I moved everything around. So I'm going to do it the basic way. I can either use a blade or a cutting tool of some description, box cutter as Americans call it. We just call it a bloody Stanley knife type thing. So we've got the red and we've got the blue. The blue in my case would be, so red and blue. And I will just come around here once. Now, if you notice, I didn't go deep into the plastic. There's a reason for that, because you don't want to break off your wires, and you can break them off quite easily. So, and you just do that, and the whole thing will come off. And while you're doing it, if you're really smart, you'll twist it like that, and that will twist the wires as they come off, and you can get rid of the end bit. You won't need it that long. But we're going to play with it. So yeah, so that's going to be the right length. So this would go into here like that. I'm not 100% sure if, and the first thing you've got to remember, always remember, what's the first thing to remember? Well, the first thing to remember for me is to put the connector at the back of the plug onto the actual wire. And the reason for that is after you get it on, you might not be able to. Now this one's quite simple, but you can get other connectors that won't let you get it on. And right away, if you haven't done it up, it's not going to go over that. So you can go over the top. Now, I don't believe that you need that much wire. I think you only need to about there. So I can cut off a little bit of this wire. Now, not 100% sure. If you know what the correct length of this wire should be, I would say at the moment that's it's about, okay, it's about 20 millimeters. I personally think that you could get away with putting, let's have a look. It's going to go over that. I think we could get away with maybe cutting that back down to about 10 mil. Now, if you were a bit pedantic like me, I usually solder these things, but in this case we're not going to. I've gotten these from AliExpress. I'll see if I can link these in. They're a terminal crimping tool. Now, I've got tons of terminal crimping tools. I've probably got, this will make it the 4th terminal crimping tool I've got, which you could probably just get the lugs if you've got a terminal crimping tool. Now, this thing is very tight. So you squeeze it and it'll go all the way in, and squeeze it again and it'll undo. So our first thing is to get it in the position, and then we have to work out which terminal lug we're going to use. I'm thinking it would be the biggest to start off with, because what's the worst that's going to happen? is it's not going to work. But anyway, so just having a quick look. So where's it going to go? All right, so it goes in that hole. So you've got a U-shaped hole there, and that will squeeze it in, or maybe the other, yeah, the U-shaped hole, maybe this one, the furthest one back, and that should bend those connectors over and bring it back down to the right position. So it's a bit of a horse's ass, really. To me, that is upside down. I would take them out, those jaws, and probably switch them upside down if this works. And one of them worked. It's very interesting. One worked, and the other one didn't work for some reason. Any comments? Give me a comment if so. Maybe if I go to another spot and I just grab it, yep, and yeah, so the middle one's pretty much the one you want. So yeah, about 10 mils will do the job. And then all you do is you place this on, and it has a recess that will lock it into position. So I've got the crimp bit on, and that's nice and strong. So when you do it, make sure you can pull on it. And if you can't get it off like that, don't need to solder it. I used to have a boss that used to just come along and rip them off until I'd get it right. Not on these, but on radio gear. So yeah, you'll get to know how to do it really quickly. Okay, not a big problem because you're not going to see the wire anyway. But I've just worked out that the Chinese guys that sold it to me put the wrong pins in the wrong bags. So making sure that that is going backwards. These are for the positive side of the terminal. So these haven't even got markings on them, which is a bit of a problem. But anyway, that should go on there like that, and you'll hear it snap and snaps. So yeah, that goes up there and locks onto there, and we're very happy with that one. Literally at the other end, I will be marking them opposite so that I get it right straight away. But yeah, the red is now the negative in this case, which you shouldn't use, but I could cut them off, but I'm very short with the amount of material I have at the moment. I'm pretty but let's try and do it again. And if you don't see it, I'm just using a blade to go around. See, so if you don't have a Stanley knife to do it, you just use a blade, and the blade should be all right. Let's bring that down a bit so we can see it and take it off. So right, so you wiggle it until, without going through the sheath of the actual plastic, and once you've got it off, you pull it up a little bit. So I've got one little bit there that I finally got off. So you bring it out. So this is 20 mil, but you only need 10. But what I'm trying to do is, when you do it, you see that I've kind of trying to get the wiring so that you don't have any loose wires. Because if you've got any loose wires, you'll be able to short it, and that's not good. Okay, so we're going to want to cut this off a fair bit. So I reckon I've done 30 mil there, but that's okay. So I'm going to cut it around about the 10 mil mark, which is about here somewhere. And I'll clean that up in a minute. So first thing you got to do, what do? Pop on your back of your connector, don't forget that, and then making sure that that is facing the correct direction. So when it tightens up properly. So on the other one, if you look at it again, you can double check it, because like you've already done it, it should be going downwards. So what have I done? I put it the wrong way around. So if you've put it on that way, you've got it around the wrong way. You need it that way. So the flat bit will go up and onto this connector here. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to pop this on. First thing I'm thinking of doing is switching these around, because it's very awkward for me to use these. Don't know why, but they're just upside down this chain. So whoever put them in, I'm going to flip them around, because they go in that way. And wouldn't it be a lot easier if we had it up that way? I think it would be, so I'm going to fix it now. So I've taken these out, and I'm going to flip them around the other way. Like I said, if you can just get the jaws, you should be able to fit them to a smaller, a different model. Now this one's not wanting to play the game. It don't want to come out. Been stuck there for a while, I think. Okay, they've got it out. It's got a very wide area there to fit it to the top. So we've got to keep them matched. So the best way to do it is to double check that they all fit before you put them in. So that one will go that way. And the other one will go the other way, and you need to line them, screw them in and line them up. I'm not sure what the hex is, it's quite small. But you will need to do that if you've got it around the other way like I showed you at the start. And probably the best way to do this is once you get one side in, put the other side in and close the jaws and then screw it in. MC4 for the win. So, bottom bit's very tight for a, okay, let's see, there, see, shut it down and then put the screw in and you should be right to go. And if this is boring you, just jump ahead. It'll take 10 seconds to do the other clip, and that'll be going over to my, it's raining, and it's only light rain, but I just do not want to take the risk of falling off the roof. I'm getting too old for this type of stuff, and my roof climbing ability is not that good. Okay, so just right in the right spot. So I'm believing it's the center one. watching there. Okay, there's one shut down, but the other one is not shut down. And I have no idea why it keeps doing that. It's done it again. Oh no, caught it. Anyway, it's shut down now, so you have to do it twice, and I don't know why. If anyone knows why I'm shutting it twice, or if I'm doing it incorrectly, please leave me a message. Happy to learn. So yeah, so this is our negative side. So then we fit it on and making sure it's not going to come off. There's a negative. So there's our negative and positive. So that's it for our MC4 connector fitting. So yeah, you don't need the tool for stripping if you don't want to use it. Just have to be careful. So I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.